that subject.
I
We're
mean, yeah,
going to
the
talk
stuff
about you.
posted on Instagram is like, another
And
they
the
waving
problem
their
is
hands in the air.
it'd be so far and few between because it would take the venue to enact it. And not because the venues have so many promoters inside the venues. This promoter says, hey, come to, I can even see the backlash of people saying, hey, come to our place. We don't care if you use a cell phone at our place.
Yeah, it's we're victims to technology and the advance of technology. We are thinking that the iPhone would be such a great addition to society, but you're having mental health issues from. I have a 15-year-old. You don't know he spends a lot of time on the phone, but all his friends do as well. And I'm trying to tell them, but it's like speaking to a brick wall. They're so indoctrinated now into watching YouTube videos and whatever Instagram. It's almost we're trying to defeat something that we can't defeat. It's so powerful, and they're getting their dopamine kick every 5 seconds with new TikTok video. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with going to dance to these big festivals. The kids, the younger clubbers, they want their dopamine fix with the big, drum roll and the big break and everything, and it all sounds the same. They don't have the attention span anymore to actually listen to a whole track and enjoy the track. I remember when I was young, I used to go down to the record store and buy my favorite new album, look at the liner notes, and listen to the whole album over and over again and examine the music. People don't do that anymore. Who does that? It's crazy.
Well, they even say
it's
the
just
tracks,
like this dopamine kick they need every day. Their attention span has disappeared. I know I sound like an old person, but
no, they say the
track
lengths have gone down. I mean, I had a DJ play on our show the other day, and I looked after they sent me their set list. I had 2 other DJs play after him, and he sent me a track list, 12 tracks for an hour. That's about right. 3.5 minutes. Okay, cool. The other DJs, 31, 36 tracks in an hour. I'm like,
that sounds exhausting. It sounds like you get ear cancer.
It sounded great. I'm not knocking. I love the songs. I love the selection, but I couldn't believe it. I'm listening, not watching the decks, not watching them switch out because I'm driving my mobile studio. I thought it was just one big, it could have been a song and that's how the song went. I wasn't really paying attention because I'm driving, but looking back and I'm going, they put 36 tracks into a 1 hour set. Okay.
A mixed session is a journey. It's not going on a Stairmaster for an hour and just like, it's exhausting. It's exhausting to the ear. You can't spiritually connect with music that way. It's impossible.
You mentioned something a few moments ago about going to the record store and picking out your record and reading the notes and all that.
Wonderful ritual.
Do you remember the first record you ever bought as in your DJ career? Not as a person, not as a kid going to the record store and buying.
Yeah, going back, it was probably a Kiss album or Alice Cooper, something like that.
We're about the same age. I guess
it's probably a funk record. I'm trying to think. Now you've put me on the spot. Because, I'll tell you, I love so many different genres of music. I listen to jazz. It's probably a jazz record. I studied jazz. I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston, and I'm a trained saxophone player, and that's where I got my music experience from. So I would say, maybe, I don't know if you remember the band Return to Forever. They were a jazz fusion band from the 70s, Stanley Clarke, George Duke. Yeah, it was that type of thing that I really, and that house music has all those jazz influences in it, and it's all connected, all this music. It's amazing. If people actually had the patience to actually analyze how house music started, it's a very fascinating genre because it has a lot of the disco influences, jazz influences, and it's all connected by a really great kick, and amazing things come from that. And that's the beauty of house music, good house music.
And you started producing, as you mentioned earlier, back in 2020.
Yeah, 2020, COVID, man.
How many tracks do you produce in a month, and how many end up being released on average?
Well, at the beginning, I was like it was like all this creativity was coming out of me like a volcano. I was releasing tracks every week. It was crazy. But then I realized I have, instead of quantity, you want to put out quality. So I've really started to concentrate on that and actually, release once a month, maybe two, 3 tracks in 2 months. But when you start producing, you make a lot of mistakes. You learn during the process, like anything, and you learn from your mistakes. And I hope I'm fine tuning my art along the way. And I think that's the goal that every producer has, is fine tuning your art from making mistakes.
Mm-hmm. And what software did you decide upon using?
Reason.
Reason? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a DJ, friend of mine, producer, Funk Devoid. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's from
in Barcelona. Funk Devoid.
Yeah.
What?
He's on Twitch all the time. I asked him, I sent him an email. I said, I'm going to start producing. And I knew him from Spain because I used to do bookings in clubs with him. Mm-hmm. And I just reached out to him. And I actually was on, he was doing a lot of Twitch broadcasts. I think he's still doing it. I haven't talked to him in ages. But I asked him, I said, he actually gave me some really great points about producing, actually. So I asked him, what's the best software to use? And he says, if you like old school, which I do like old school, you should get Reason, because I don't know if it's in software, it's a Swedish software, Propellerheads.
Yeah.
They use that old rack style of all the plugins.
Oh, wow.
On the software. And I saw that and I was like, okay, I'm going to try this one. And it was just like that. That's the decision I made. It was like some random stupid reason like that. And I haven't moved from it. I've stuck to it. I don't use any of the other popular ones like Logic, or I'm sure they're great. I'm sure amazing, but I love my Reason. I'm plugging you guys if you're listening.
Well, producing music, it does stand synonymous with spending countless hours behind the computer screen, sculpting your beats. Where do you find your free time to stay fit?
Oh man, I have a treadmill right next to in my studio.
Okay.
So I go on the treadmill an hour a day, and I have my other business that I do. But I do spend a lot of time in the studio, more than my wife says I should, and my son as well. But hey, I mean, we're addicted to it. We're addicted to making music. The real producers, I can name tons of producers, can go on Traxsource. Those guys are putting out a lot of tracks. I know for a fact they spend a lot of hours in the studio doing what they do. Mm-hmm. But I do, you asked if I stay fit. I have a treadmill in my studio.
Yeah. I mean, I have a VR workout program that I do now. Try to do, because otherwise I get in this chair. I'm stuck in this chair from 6:30, 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. And over the last 3 months, over the last few months, once I got back started
again, in the chair, watch out for the hemorrhoids, man.
No, I got a nice chair. I'm all good there, but my belly has increased by 30 pounds.
It's crazy.
But
it's addictive. It's really in a good way, I think. But it's very addictive being creative. You talk to creative people like artists and screenwriters. They have to create, or they get depressed.
Yeah.
There's something in their brain that if they don't get their creativity out, it's like a dopamine thing. They get really depressed. I really believe in that. There's something in your DNA, creative people, that you really do have to create and you feel normal. It's almost like shooting heroin. They say heroin addicts feel normal after they shoot heroin. It's the same thing for creative people. That once they get that, what's inside them out, they feel much better about themselves.
Yep.
And their well-being. It's a crazy thing. And I think it's something that should be really, analyzed more by psychologists. It's a fascinating thing about creative people.
Well, it's very, there's always something going on over here at the DJ sessions, and even my own team can hardly keep up. It was just the other day that I realized that I do a lot of stuff, but I also have a team of, like, this is outside of my crew. The DJs that play on the show, that I have about 14 different people that do different things, whether it's app development, web development, live streaming, paywall development, PR, all that fun stuff. It takes a team to build all this stuff.
It's crazy. I spend so much time making music. I try to, kick myself. I have a release coming up. I have to do the social media. I have to do this. I have to do, I have to talk to people. It's crazy. It takes up so much of your time, but it's in this day and age, it's necessary because the main thing for me is I want to get my music out. I want people to listen to my music, and what I've done. I think every artist is the same, even if they say they don't want that. It's you want people. The reason you create is for yourself, but it's for making other people happy. And when you get I get a message on Instagram saying I love your music, man, that makes me feel so good. Not
and
ego, but they're actually liking the music that I put so much effort into.
Well, it's always great to get positive accolades, or people tell you you're doing a good job, or that I love when somebody sits back and goes, "That was an awesome interview." I'm like, "Thank you, cool," Or I had somebody, the gentleman I was interviewing today, he went and watched the interview I just did with Martin Jensen. And the funny thing is I asked him a question. He goes, "You asked Martin Jensen that same question last week." And I went, shit. Whoops.
Yeah, but I think the fact that people are like connecting to all the work that you're putting into something in whatever you're doing, a screenwriter, writing a movie or anything, that's a big hit on you, not just ego, on just the whole creative process.
Yeah. Speaking of creative processes, you just released something with Quantize.
Yes.
Tell us all about that.
Wow, that's a biggie. I've been a big fan of DJ Spen for years. He's the godfather of Soulful House, in my opinion. And I got together. I always wanted to do a track with this amazing singer from South Africa. His name's Earl W. Green. I swear to God, you would think this guy's from Chicago, but he's from Johannesburg. And he has such a soulful American voice. I heard some of his music and I couldn't believe it. This guy's from South Africa? I mean, guys, check out, you can find it on TrackSource, the track. This guy has a more soulful American voice than like half the soulful singers in the States. It's amazing. So I used to wanted to work with him, and I sent him a message, I think on Messenger. And he answered me and said, "Yeah, let's do a track. Send me the music." So I worked on the music for a couple of weeks, sent him something, and he killed it. He put on some vocal tracks on there, were just amazing. And I finished up the track. I mixed, edited the vocals, fixed it up, arranged it. And I said, okay, I think this is the track I'm going to send to Sven. So I sent it to Sven, and he replied immediately, said, this is hot, man. I'd love to sign this. And so that's how it began. And they've just finished doing a remix of the track. I don't know if you know the producer in LA, Real Soul.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. And Spen did the remix with Real Soul, and they did this amazing remix. And it's already in the pre-order charts at the top of TrackSource right now.
Nice.
So, and it's coming out on Friday. I'm plugging.
Yeah, plug away.
And I hope you guys, whoever's listening, should listen to it because it's quite a piece of music.
I'm definitely, I would put that on my to-do list because I am a huge house music fan myself, and I love.
Quantize, Spen's label is like is royalty of Soulful House. It's just amazing label.
Do you ever get fed up with making and playing music? And
interesting question.
Yeah, what happens when that happens?
You go through phases. You get burnout. I mean, anyone gets burnout sitting in front of a computer for 12 hours straight or doing it continuously day by day. You go through, you do I'll do 2 or 3 tracks. Then I say, okay, I have to stop for a week. And you usually stop for 3 or 4 days. I'll say a week and then 3 or 4 days, oh, okay. And then I go back to composing again. But you do get burnout for sure. We're not machines, We're not AI. I mean, I'm not AI. There is some AI music out there, but that's another show, right? We could talk about. But you do have to. You can't continuously be creative and make music. You go through these phases where you have to take a break.
Absolutely. Have I just like I think I mentioned to you, I took a 8.5 month hiatus from
Wow.
like basically late August last year till May of this year. I had no front facing operations. Like people were like,
You,
where the
you,
heck did Darren go?
I think it's great though. It
And
really rejuvenates you and cleanses you
but
of all the stuff you went through. You
yeah,
know, I
and
think it's a
because
really
of that,
healthy thing to do. I mean,
and
again,
because
we're not machines.
yeah, and because of that, I have propelled the DJ sessions into a place that it should have been in, that was going to it be in 2020, until everyone jumped online and started doing the same thing in a sense of things. And then even in 2022, I made some decisions that kind of put things on hold and slowed the whole process down again.
Yeah.
So now coming back to the table 5 years later, or even doing this 16 years, I'm now positioned to I don't want to say be more commercial, no sellout, but the partnerships we forged, like with MN2S, it's very awesome. We're super excited to be working with the team over there, the label services team.
Yeah, they're great. I actually, they're my distributor for my label, and they do an amazing job. They have really good hookup with Spotify, with Beatport, with Tracksource. They really make an effort to get your music featured on the front line, which is very important, because a lot of producers, they just do everything themselves, and you really need that push from a distributor. It really helps a lot.
Well, and I had forwarded one of our artists who's looking for representation, more booking representation than music representation, but still, he can't really crack that nut yet. And in Seattle isn't the biggest music market.
I mean,
to have the movers and shakers in.
It's really tough nowadays because everyone and his grandmother wants to be a DJ.
Yeah.
But 90% of those people shouldn't even consider being a DJ because they just don't have the goods for it.
Well, it's funny you bring that up. That everyone wants to be a DJ now. I just put a post on Facebook a few days ago saying, if the original connotation of DJ was disc jockey, because disc stood for record, what should it be called today? And the thought I said was, should it be called a digital jockey? Because everything is, if you're not playing vinyl, then you're a disc jockey. If you're a digital jockey, you're still using the moniker DJ, but you're not necessarily a content creator. You're not creating the music that you're playing. Neither was the person with the albums, but they still had to go source their music. They had to go to the store or have it delivered as a pack. Or
it was a whole art form.
Yeah, as a whole. I mean, and there were only it was so limited. If an album only had 10,000 pressings or 50,000 pressings or 5,000 pressings, and only 100 of those made them to America, but it was
I remember
radio station got it and put it out
back in the day. There was these record stores in Toronto on every Thursday.
New Music Thursdays.
There was the owners would have to go to Buffalo on Thursday afternoon to get all the new U.S. house music from New York and Chicago and Detroit.
Yep.
They would bring it back, and there'd be like 100 DJs waiting at the stores.
Yep.
Waiting for those, and it would go out right away. All the music would disappear within an hour, and that's how DJs used to get their music. Now there's like thousands of websites you can download music. I mean, there's a couple of great ones that I only use, but I mean, it's crazy now. The access to the music is so easy that all the music should be amazing in the clubs, but it's not. A lot of it's crappy. I come again to the people who shouldn't be in the industry,
Well, and I saw the other day, the barrier to entry being so low, with equipment being easy to acquire, music being easy to acquire, the training is everywhere on YouTube. I mean, you trained yourself to be a producer by YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I'm training myself. I've never trained to be a DJ. People say I'd be pretty good at it. I'm like, I'm an executive producer. Let me focus on contracts and getting things done over here and raising money for everything we do. You all play the music. You stick to that. But, I saw the other day when I was looking this up, I go, there was a 2-year-old that started playing vinyl at 2 years old.
Wow.
I think he's 9 now. He just headlined at ADE. And they're like, you got to watch
his name.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I heard about it. Yeah, but that's crazy.
Give me a second here. Kid DJ. ADE.
Well, that's a real, that's a phenomenon.
Not
that's
Kid 80. That's DJ Lex. Who is the DJ?
What type of house is he playing?
I don't know if it's house music, or I think it might be Star Tech. No. gosh, who
Star
is this?
Trek music.
Yeah, Star Trek. Now, I can't remember the kid's name, but I saw it and I go, you want to be a DJ in this business now? Okay, that's great. But now that everyone can do it, what sets you apart?
Exactly.
And if anyone can pick it up and a 2-year-old can pick it up, okay, great. Are you producing your own tracks? And is that going to be the way? And you mentioned it earlier, just because you have 100,000 Instagram followers and you're a DJ, well, I know people that can go out there and get 100,000 Instagram followers and DJ as well. What makes you different? And for me, being a producer of a show, I'll look and say, how's that going to translate into ticket sales?
Yeah.
Well, you're the promoter. You got to be promoting, and you drive and get all the people here for me. And it's like
that's another thing.
Want to see you.
I'm an agent as well for MN2S.
Yeah.
I book DJs and I book big acts. I'm not going to go into who I book and this, but to be honest, the promoters want to know how many Instagram followers DJs have, which is insane. That's insane. But they equate that to ticket sales. All these influencers are getting booked to stay in Bora Bora in the Four Seasons. They don't have any talent. They just have a lot of Instagram followers. And they go there for a free vacation. It's insane. I mean, I guess that's the market today, but I don't like where the market's going. I really don't. Well, it's all fake. It's not real. It's not real. But I guess digital's not real. I mean,
well, like I said, if I want to test somebody's pure performance skill, I try to see what kind of demand are they truly in. And I go, it's not a pay to play, but I go, here's a ticket link. This is your specific ticket link. Push it out there. Let's see how many tickets you sell. Yeah. Well, that's not on me. I'm not a promoter. So you're not going to tell anyone that you're playing at one of my shows? You're not playing. It's all on me. That means I can build anyone I want. If I build it and I can get 1,000 people to fill that room, it doesn't matter who I put on stage. So why am I paying you $5,000 and I can pay somebody $250 and they're still going to play a great show to 1,000 people and you're paying?
Yeah, they rock the dance floor.
Yeah.
And they're that's the most important thing. A real dance floor, not a bunch of people standing with their iPhones. I'm talking about a real dance floor. That for me equates a good DJ. If you can rock a real dance floor, you've done your job.
Yeah, and then that's something that is there a counterculture going to come down the line that says put your cell phones away? We were talking about that a little bit earlier in the show.
Well, it's happening. It's happening.
I think it is. Yeah.
And I think you're going to see that more and more.
I remember when Apple had applied for the patent to include an infrared sensor in the phones. And if you had a device, it was in there. They applied for the patent, never implemented it. But it was there as a patent that they would send out an infrared signal from the stage. And when you went to record, it said, sorry, recording not possible. It would turn off the video portion of it. But you could
That's a great tool.
Yeah, right? I mean, that would be really awesome if they put something like that. But of course, they apply for the patent. They apply for thousands of patents every year, because they're in R&D.
But, we've been hijacked by technology, our minds. It's controlling our dopamine release, in our brain. And it's like a drug. It's totally taken over so many organic types of music, art, everything. It's crazy. We're talking again about movies as well. All the superhero movies, no content, just a lot of bells and whistles. It's the same as going to a big show, Ultra, a lot of fireworks, a lot of lights, all the amazing visuals, but it's like the music's like not important anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to the whole thing too. Is I remember I haven't been to the Burning Man, but it was when they first activated cell phone service at Burning Man, and now they have it. That was, some rich person probably brought in a tower so they could do it. Probably brought a cell phone.
Those people ruin any organic.
And
culture,
now they have cell service at Burning Man.
Yeah, but Burning Man's not like Burning Man it was 20 years ago.
And I can't believe they allowed that decision to be made.
Yeah, because they're getting corporate funding now. It's all changing. Once the corporations get into anything, they destroy it. I'm being quite harsh, but I'm being honest, No,
it's all good. It's all good. So over the years, you've listened to a lot of music. And those listening to music, do you have 3 regular podcasts or live streams or radio shows that you listen to in the back end when it's downtime and you're not sitting at the desk in the studio?
I rarely listen to music when I'm not making music. I need a break. My brain needs a break from the beats, literally. I'm a big fan of other productions. I usually listen to other producers while I'm in the middle of making music because it stimulates the process. But when I'm, not making music, I'm trying to do something completely different, away from technology and away from digital, anything digital, walking, spending time with the family, just getting away from that. And in the end, it makes you a better producer because you need that break, as we were touching on before. You need that break. So I don't listen to podcasts. Don't really listen to other DJs sessions. I listen to their tracks, on that I have, or I go through Tracksource and Beatport listening to different music. But in my free time, I don't even listen to music. You need the break. It'll drive you crazy if
it would totally. Do you expect Beatport to have another serious competitor in the next few years, or do you feel they can maintain their monopoly they have?
That's an interesting question. Well, I buy my music from Tracksource, which is like underground house music, bought by underground house music producers and DJs. So that's it, that they stay in the underground niche, and I don't even know. I mean, maybe they want to become multimillionaires. I don't know, but they have their niche in the market. And for me, if it wasn't for Tracksource, I don't know where we would be, honestly. Beatport is more, they make a lot of money. They make a lot of money, and they have everything on there now. They just put up some genres, Latin. I forget the name of it's in a group of genres, like down tempo. I mean, I don't know what it is. I have to look, but they're selling everything now. If it has a beat, they'll sell it. Whereas Tracksource, they just sell underground music, which is basically what I listen to. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some good commercial music out there. Don't get me wrong.
I've never submitted a track. Obviously, I'm not a producer in that sense. But does Tracksource, are they an exclusive type? Like, if you're going to set with us, you can only set with us, or
you can release their music on Beatport and Tracksource at the same time. But I usually release my music with an exclusive 2-week period on Tracksource.
Oh, okay.
And it goes to Beatport, Spotify, Juno Download, all Apple Music. But I usually put it exclusively first on Tracksource because I respect the music that they put out. And I spend 90% of my time listening to music on Tracksource and 10% on Beatport.
Awesome. Well, that's some good tidbits of information to know. Are the payouts better on Tracksource than Beatport?
Yeah, am I being too honest here? Am I going to get blowback from all this?
I don't want to get you in trouble, but I don't know what the contracts are.
I'm being brutally honest.
I like it. That's the best bit of
everything's been so saturated, and again with the attention span of people. I mean, I'll listen to Beatport, and like 90% of the stuff is I would never buy. It's crap. It's crap music. But in Tracksource, it's a completely different thing. Like 50% of the music I think is good.
Is there an approval process, or can anyone just throw anything?
I think if you know to release on Tracksource, basically. If you know, if I talk to someone who says I just buy a Tracksource, they know. Maybe Tracksource one day will become huge. I hope so, because they release underground music.
Nice.
We need to educate the younger people now, because they're just being hijacked from the music that they're forced to listen to. It's not good music. You really have to educate them. It's an education process. Maybe they don't have the attention span to spend that much time, researching good house music. I don't know. Things are changing, my friend.
Yeah. I mean,
and I don't want to sound like a bitter old producer.
No.
The young kids to really enjoy good music. Good music is good music. Sorry, that's my dog.
It's okay.
Yeah. Good music is good music.
If I were to enter the DJ game now, I mean, just to build up a decent collection that I would have of a library, I would need probably, let's just say, a minimum of 1,000 songs, which means how much do I have to listen to put through? It's going to get me. I just don't want to download a collective of 1,000 songs and then sort through the junk and have the good stuff.
Yeah, I would get a glass of wine, put on Traxsource, and just slowly go through the music. And whatever he grabs you, he said that has a nice beat, whatever, buy it. You know, he worked that way and build it that way. And you have to spend some time in club culture talking to other producers, and you do your research as well. Watch old YouTube videos of parties back in the 90s, you know, and you see the vibe on the dance floor. It's completely different from today.
Oh yeah, completely different.
It's crazy.
I mean, I can't. No, it's. And again, we want to bring that back. I think there's a
guy saying, "Oh, the good old days," because you know there are some. You know, Eastern Europe, for example, they put on great house parties, you know? And in the States, underground music in Toronto, there's a lot of underground venues, not a lot. They're not packed, but they exist.
Yeah. We actually, we had a couple that are now gone. That it's the commercial stuff that's out there.
Yeah. The money got involved.
The thing is,
every culture. Once it becomes popular in the mainstream, it's destroyed. But the underground always stays somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Because the underground stays because that's where the good music is. And that's where everything starts from, you know?
Mm-hmm. Totally. Well, we're going to hopefully bring back that underground feeling again with some of the events we're putting on. If not, translate that to the screen through live streaming and bringing that back out and showing people, hey, look at that. That place is packed and everyone's dancing. There's not one cell phone in the air. Well, that's because we don't let them in the club.
It's a good thing, man. I hope it spreads. The word spreads.
I think it will. We'll pioneer it. We'll look at. I mean, we're not the pioneers of it, but I mean, that's the kind of
goal. The bottom line. The promoters and the venue want the bottom line of making money. You know, that's always going to enter the equation. But you can do it in a way where you make money and it's a great event of music. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
we won't
spend
be taking
a bit less on the strobes and the fireworks.
Yeah,
spend more money on good quality DJs.
Exactly. And so, on that note, is there anything else you want to let our DJ Sessions fans know before we let you go, Peter?
Spend time listening to good house music. Go to Traxsource. Listen to good DJs. Good DJ. I could send I could name 100, but I'm not going to. But there's a lot of great DJs, and there's a lot of great house music out there. You just have to search for it, because it's not going to be sent to you. You have to look for it. You have to dig. I think that's a really important thing, and I really want younger clubbers today to really listen to music. Good music, and not something that you're exposed to that you say, oh, you have to love this track because we're playing it everywhere. That's not the way it works. It works by you have this great vehicle called the internet, and you can listen to anything, and you just have to, it's like going into a library. You got to pick the right books. You can walk through a library and not learn anything if you don't pick out a book, but you have to, you have the internet. Go to the sites that have really good music and listen. And I'm telling you, again, good music is good music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Searching. When I first started the show, I had a DJ. I asked him, I said, how many hours a day do you spend looking for music? He goes, 3 to 4 hours a day. I went, what? I don't have.
Yeah, but is he looking in the right place?
There you go, too. I mean, that was 16 years ago. 16 years ago.
You don't have to spend that much time.
No, I don't think you'd have to. But even if you spend an hour a day.
Stream now, the website's set up a way to listen to the music. You'll put on a track, and then they'll suggest, by listening to that track, they'll suggest like 16 other tracks that sound like that track. They make it now so easy to find good music or music that you would like now. So there's no excuse of sitting for 6 hours a day looking for music. You don't have to you can spend 20 minutes and pick out 5 or 6 good tracks,
Yeah. And again, congratulations on the release with Quantize. It's coming out Friday. I'm super excited to hear that.
Traxsource.
And I will reach out to DJ Sven as well.
Yeah, and it's coming out on Traxsource for 2 weeks, and then its main release 2 weeks from Friday. I don't know what that day is. It's going to be on Beatport, Juno Download, Spotify. That's another thing we could spend an hour on, talking about Spotify.
Definitely could. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. I was almost going down that route, but we had such a great conversation over here. I was like,
I know.
We'll save for next time. I know I'm going to have you on the show again, Peter. Thank you again for being here today. Where's the best place people can go to find out more information about you and what you got going on?
Okay, you can go to my Instagram page, Peter Mac Official. There it is, online. And I post 3 posts a week, mostly about music, sometimes personal things, but mostly about my music. Yeah.
Awesome. Peter Mac Official. PETERMAC.
Thanks for the plug, Darren.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Awesome. We're definitely going to be following up with you. There's, like you said, we could probably start our own podcast series alone, which
I know. It was great talking to you. I'm venting. You can tell.
Yeah, it's all good.
About the state of the music business, I mean, I love music. I love the music business, but there's some things that have to be corrected, I think.
Well, it's a side series that I started in 2020 out of this series was called the State of the Industry Sessions. And we'd sit down and pick a few topics.
Wow.
I actually have some people that I pitched the idea to and saying, hey, we should sit down 30 minutes a week, once a week, and just take 2 topics or 3 topics.
I think it's a great idea.
And go, boom, let's do it.
Next time you do it, invite me on. I'd be happy to join in on the conversation.
Well, Peter, it's kind of how we got involved in this interview, if you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I know we'll be in talks with it, but thank you again for being here today. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me, Darren.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah. On that note, don't forget to go to our website, thedjsessions.com. Find all our social media links there. 700 news stories a month, live interviews just like this one, exclusive mixes, our new music section, and more coming out here soon at thedjsessions.com. I'm your host, Darren, coming to you from the virtual studios in Seattle, Washington, and that's Peter Mac coming in from Toronto, Canada for the DJ Sessions. And remember, on the DJ Sessions, the music never stops.